Stampers, this is Dawn from DawnStampingThoughts.net, and today we're going to talk adhesives. These are some of the adhesives that I use. Some of them you're going to notice that I use quite often in my videos. So we're going to talk about all the different types of adhesives and the ways that I use them. Of course, the adhesives can be used many other ways for techniques or certain things that you want to do with your projects. So we're just going to touch base on a little of all of them. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so first on the adhesive page in your annual catalog, you're going to see at the very bottom, you're going to have the adhesive remover and then also the silicone craft sheet I use often with my hot glue gun, just to have it sit down on your surface and then set the hot glue gun right on top of that. So in case it leaks out, it doesn't damage your surface. And then also when you're making your projects, there's nothing that will stick to this craft sheet. So whether it's adhesive or your crystal effects or even your liquid glue, nothing will stick to the craft sheet. So that's definitely a must-have in my opinion in your craft drawer. And then also the adhesive remover works really well with the snail. So let me show you how this works. Okay, so I have some cardstock. I'm just going to take some adhesive. Now this would represent if you're making a project and the adhesive goes over and you don't want that adhesive to show, or maybe it interferes with closing the card or putting it in an envelope and it's sticking to the envelope. So this would be where the adhesive remover would come into play. So you take your remover and you're just going to go over the adhesive and it's going to remove that snail from your project. Just like that. Okay, so there's no more snail on there. Okay, so that's what the adhesive remover does, and it's absolutely a must-have. Okay, so snail adhesive and also the fast fuse adhesive are very similar. They're both refillable. Let me show you. You're just going to take them apart like this, and then this part is the part that you would throw away once it's used. All this adhesive would be down here. And then once you get a new adhesive, let me show you that. This is what it looks like when you get the refill. So you don't want to throw your case away. So you just open up your refill, and then there's a little cardboard insert that looks like this inside of here. So you'd remove that. So then you would just click them both together like that. And then you're ready to go. Okay, and then there's also a little flap to shut the adhesive, but then open it up. And then the same thing with the fast fuse. It's refillable, so you want to keep your case. Let me show you what that looks like. So this is the refill. You would open that up, and then inside your case, once the adhesive is down here, you'll notice it when you open it up. When you open it, let me see if I can take this out. Right here, you're going to see two holes right here, and they're going to line up with this case. So you're just going to line those up. Snaps right in there, and then you're going to take your other part of your case and then click it in, and then you're ready to go. Now this one is a little bit stronger of a hold than the snail, but I find that the snail works perfectly fine for making cards. I've also used the fast fuse for making cards, and then also for maybe gift card holders, and then also a few boxes. So it's just a little bit stronger of a hold than the snail. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and add the pieces of the card together using different adhesives to show you how I use them. So I'm using the glimmer paper. I find that the fast fuse works the best with the glimmer paper. So if you're adhering anything on top of the glimmer paper, use your fast fuse. So I'm going to adhere this piece of designer paper. Now the fast fuse does have a learning curve to it when you're using it. It's not like the snail where you would just apply it and that's it. With the fast fuse, you're going to slide your applicator down, and then once you get to the end of your paper, you're going to slide it to the right or to the left. Everybody says make a check mark, but I just find that if you just slide it and then you slide it over to the left or to the right, it kind of chops that adhesive off, and then it's ready for you to apply for the next run. Okay? Takes a little bit of practice, but once you get the hang of it, you'll love this adhesive. So then I'm going to take the glimmer paper, I'm going to line this up behind the designer paper. Look how nice that sticks. Really nice. And then I'm going to take the fast fuse and put it behind the glimmer paper. I'm going to lay this onto the front of the card. Okay, so that's how you use the fast fuse. Okay, so let's talk about the fine tip glue pen. This is a new item that I think just came out last year, and it's really a nice adhesive for your fine detailed projects. So this is the Party Pop-Up Thinlit die that I already previously cut out, and you'll notice the fine detail on this cutout. This is where the fine tip glue pen comes in handy. You're going to notice when you take off the pin, the lid, you're going to have a really fine tip on the end, and this gets all the little fine details on your project. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply this to the die cut. A little bit goes a long way with this glue, so you don't really even have to squeeze the bottle. It just comes out really, really nicely. Okay, I'm going to put this right on the top of my card, and you want to hold that just for a couple seconds. Seal that down. Okay, so once that's done, then another thing that's nice with this glue pen that I use it quite often for is adding sequins to your projects. And it just takes a little tiny dot on the project. And I'm going to add some sequins. Let me cut this end off. So this fine tip glue pen, now let me show you this lid here. This has a little needle inside the lid that goes inside of this tip. And what I find is if I balance my finger onto the lid of the glue pen or onto my finger, it helps stabilizes the lid. So when I go to slide that in, it goes in a little bit easier, just like that. And that pin needs to go into the nozzle because it makes it so it doesn't clog up. Plus you want to keep your pin sitting upright, okay, for your glue. Okay, so another thing that we sell are mini glue dots. You probably see me use these quite often on projects. Mini glue dots are amazing for all your little accessories like your little ribbon bows, some buttons. Glue dots are perfect for that. You might also see me use my paper piercing tool when I'm using the glue dots, just because the glue dots are really small and they're sticky. It makes it easier to pick up the glue dot and then put it behind your project or your accessory that you want to add to your project. So then I just put the bow on just like that. Isn't that cute? Okay, so now let's talk about the Dimensionals. Dimensionals are probably one of my most favorite products. These give dimensions to your projects. You get 300 Dimensionals to a package, so you get three sheets, and there's 100 Dimensionals to each sheet. So what is nice is that each dimensional is double-sided adhesive. So I'm just going to put dimensionals on the back side, and this pops it up to give it dimension. And then you have the backing on the back of the dimensional, which you're going to have to remove, and then that exposes the adhesive. Okay, so then this gets popped up onto the card, just like that. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so let's talk about the multi-purpose liquid glue. This is also known as the green lid glue because of the green lid. This glue is really nice because it's got a fine tip and then also a brush tip, like a wider chisel tip on the end of this bottle. So you can have two different ways to apply this glue. Now I will show you, I store my glue either in a shot glass or in a teacup, just to keep the glue down at the point so it's easier to come out, especially when it gets low. This liquid glue can be used for layering cards, which is the way I usually use it. And this glue is really amazing, and it seals down any project that you're making. Just put that, and what else is nice is that it's a little time forgiving, so you can manipulate where you want that to go. You have some time to play with that before it actually seals down, which is a nice factor to this glue. Okay, so next is the two-way glue pen. You hear about my rave reviews on this little pen. The two-way glue pen, you can use it two different ways. One way is a temporary way, and then the other way is a permanent way. So let me show you on this card here. I went ahead already and added the two-way glue pen along the top, and what you want to do for a temporary seal is apply it and then let it air dry. and then once you let it air dry, it will be like a Post-it note. So it will seal like a gift card holder or any project that you want, just a temporary hold. This is the two-way glue pen, and it works fabulous. See, it even seals it up really good, so you can hear that come up there. But then the other way is permanent way. So I'm going to scribble this glue along the bottom edge of this card. Okay, so I'm going to add some Dazzling Diamonds to the two-way glue. And then that would be the permanent way to use the two-way glue pen. Okay? Okay, so next is the tear and tape. This is a really convenient tape because what's nice is it's double-sided, and then there's a coating, a paper on the back side. So this, once this piece is removed, then it's double-sided and it's really strong and it's tearable. So you just put it on your project and then tear off that backing. This tear and tape is used with a lot of boxes and other 3D projects because it's strong holding. So then we have our glue sticks, and you'll get 2 to a pack when you purchase the glue sticks. And what's nice with this is also convenient and it's low mess. Twist it up like this to expose more glue. But I'm just going to go ahead and use this glue to adhere this piece into the Just card. Like the green lid glue, it's very forgiving. And what I mean by that is when you put it on your card or project, you'll have a little time to manipulate it to where you want it to go. So you could still adjust that if you needed to move it around till it seals up. Okay, so that's the glue stick. So those are just some of the adhesives that Stampin' Up! Sells. And I hope that helped you in choosing the right adhesive that you want to use for your projects. Okay, thanks for stopping by. We'll see you later. Bye.